Hello children, we are going to start the second video of Java programming. In the first video, the compilation and characteristics, general things about Java we have covered. In this video, we are going to cover literals, punctuators, operators and data types. So let us start the discussion. Program coding Java part 2. So this is the learning objectives. Literals in Java. We are going to see what is literal. The actual data values that you use or specify in a program are literals. They remain unchanged during the entire execution of the program. In other languages, they are known as constants. So constants here in Java, it is known as literals. In this session, we are going to discuss various types of literals. Integer literals, real literals, also known as floating point literals. Character literals, string literals. First of all, we are going to discuss integer literals. The whole numbers, positive or negative, that means numbers without decimal points, are known as integer literals. See children over here. This is a Java statement. In this, we are going to discuss this part, about this part only. So this part is called constant, the value that you are going to store in a memory location. In this, int means it's a data type. This is memory location, or it is called a variable. This is an operator, assignment operator. And 20 is the constant or literal. Here we are going to see what is integer literal. And various integer literals we are going to discuss with the examples. See, integer literal means here it is very clearly written whole numbers, negative or positive, but there should not be any decimal point. When you write here, there should not be any decimal point. That is called the integer literals. So integer does not means in mathematics what you mean. In mathematics, integer means negative and positive numbers. Here integer means, remember, numbers without decimal points. So look at here, 17. If you are writing int a is equal to 17, it's valid. Int any variable name is equal to 20, it's valid. Then 346 valid, this is valid. There is a range mentioned for any data type. So within that range you can write the numbers, not a number as you like you can write. This is minus numbers, it's valid. Plus symbol if you put, then it's valid. If you don't put plus symbol, then automatically it will be taken as plus. So these all are valid integer literals. Now let us see some invalid literals. See 27.0. This is invalid because point 0 is added over here. I told you in the definition whole numbers without decimal point. So decimal at any circumstance you cannot add. Now here this is not valid because there is a comma written. So you cannot add those literals like this. So you cannot put comma over here. Remember, you cannot put comma. Okay? And this one in double quotes 27 is written. That is the problem. In double quotes, what you have written? 27. So that is also not possible. This is another special symbol, $345 is written. So this is also not valid. Okay, so these are some invalid integer literals. Literals, the second part is real literals. Real in computer or in Java means numbers with decimal. Real numbers means numbers with decimal. So let us see the definition. Numeric data values. It can be positive or negative with decimal point. This is very important. With the decimal point, you need to give a decimal point and 0 or some numbers, some decimal has to be mentioned. In integer without decimal, in real with decimal. Remember that. Valid examples. See, plus 17.1. See, 0.1. It's there. Now, 346.0. Everywhere point is there. After point also something has to be written. Here 0.0 I have written. See this. After 4 there is a point, then 4 I have written. So this is also valid. And this is with a point, then 7, 8. But here negative is there. So here numbers can be negative or positive. But what is important? This decimal point is very, very important. Invalid. See, invalid. This is invalid. 27. Why it is invalid? There is no point. So you cannot write 27 simply. You need to write 27.0. Now this one. Why this is invalid? Comma is given. Even this is right. This declaration is right. But comma is there. So in between the numbers, whether it is integer, whether it is real literal, you cannot put comma or any special symbol. Remember that. Now here. Everything is correct. 27.9 is correct, but it is given in double quotes. It's also not possible. Now here also everything is correct, but this dollar symbol comes. So you cannot add special symbols. I have already mentioned. Now here 27 point. After point there is nothing written. That is the problem. You need to write something after the point also. If you don't have anything to write, then 27.0 also will work. Literals in Java. The third one, character literal. Character literal means a single letter or digit or symbol when enclosed in single quotes is called character literal. This is important. See, anything you write or enclose in single quotes. See, letter A in single quote, it's valid. Letter Q in single quote, valid. 4 in single quotes, valid. Special symbol dollar in single quote, valid. So any one character, it can be a letter, it can be an digit, it can be special symbols. But one character in single quotes qualifies for character literal. Now let us see some invalid one. A, one character only, but it is given in double quotes, so it's invalid. This is, you may say that this is -5, one digit. No, this minus will be considered one symbol and 5 will be considered as another symbol, so this is invalid. And 55, for us it's a number, but this is double digit number. We are allowed to store in character literal only one digit or character or symbol. Next one, we have the string literals. Let us see what is string literals. A group of characters enclosed within double quotes are known as string literal. See, a group of character. Is it a group of character? Yes. Is it enclosed in double quotes? Yes. A group of character enclosed in double quotes. See, double quotes. System is enclosed in double quotes. So anything you write in double quotes, within double quotes, whatever you write, it's a string literal. Even a single character will work out. I have written capital letter A in double quotes. So it's a string literal. Numbers, string literal. This number, when I write, this number cannot be used for calculation because this is a string literal. This will be considered as string only. Now see here, numbers, special symbol, character, everything is combined. So this is also qualifies for string literal. So what is string literal? So what is a string literal? Anything when you enclose within double quotes, it's called string literals. Now punctuators or separators. Some books it's written separators. They are the punctuation signs used as special characters in Java. See the example: comma, semicolon, dot, parenthesis, etc. These all are having its own function, but you don't have to learn much about this year. So we will be discussing about these all punctuators next year only. We are going to see the next topic as operators. Look at the definition. Operators are the symbols or signs used to specify the operations to be performed in a Java expression or statement. So you can see three types of operators are mentioned here. One is arithmetic operator, relational operator, then logical operators. So arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators. Operators. First operator is arithmetic operators. It is used to perform arithmetic operations. See, doctors perform operations by using various tools. So here we need to perform operations on numbers, character, string, etc. So we use symbols like this. These symbols are called operators. In arithmetic category we have 5. Plus symbol is used for adding two numbers. 5 plus 8. 5, 8 both are operands and plus is the operator. So you will be getting the answer as 13. Now the subtraction operator, this is the subtraction operator. 5 minus 4. The answer you will get 1. 5 and 4 both are operands. Minus here what I have used, that is the operator. So it gives you the answer as 1. Multiplication operator. In between 3 and 4 I have used the multiplication operator. That's why I will get 12 as the answer. The division operator. This is the symbol used for division. 12 divided by 4. 12 divided by 4, the quotient is 3. Now again I am going to divide 13 divided by 4. 13 when you divide with 4, the quotient that you are going to get is 3 only. Because when you write a number simply, that number will be considered as integers. That is why integer division will be taking place and you will be getting 3 only, not 3 point something. So this has to be noted specially. When we write numbers normally, those numbers will be considered as integer, and integer, that means whole numbers. So operations related with whole numbers only will be done. Now modulus operator. Modulus operators are used for getting the remainder. See 15 modulus 2. 15 when you divide with 2, you will be getting the quotient as 7 and you will be getting 1 as the remainder. So this operator will give you 1 only, means the remainder. 12 modulus 3. 12 when you get modulus with the 3, then you will be getting 0 as the remainder. So that 0 will be returned here. Okay. So there is a difference between modulus and division operator. Division means quotient. Modulus means remainder. Relational operators, they show relation among the operands. It returns true or false value. See, I have written true and false. See, in lowercase letters only. So this is case sensitive, and you know that Java is a case sensitive language. So don't forget to write what I have mentioned exactly over here. Otherwise your programs won't run. Whenever you use these operators in your programs, then you will be getting only 2 answers. One is true, otherwise false. Because the return type of these symbols, these operators are Boolean. That means true, otherwise false. Let us see the first example, that is greater than. 15 greater than 8. Please say 15 greater than 8 or not. Yes. So you will not get any answer as yes or no. Instead, you will be getting true. Less than. 5 less than 4. 5 is not less than 4. So you will be getting an answer false. Now greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. See, which is the symbol used for? Your mathematical symbol and your Java symbol, that we call operator, both are different. So don't write the mathematical symbol over here. This is the symbol you need to write, greater than or equal to. 3 greater than or equal to 3. 3 is not greater than 3, but 3 is equal to 3. That's why true you are going to get. See, less than or equal to symbol, there is a difference from mathematics. So not that change. 12 less than or equal to 4. 12 is not less than 4. So you will be getting false. Now equal to. This is double equal to. If you wanted to check the equality of two quantities, then double equal to is used. In mathematics, if you wanted to check the equality, you are using single equal to symbol. But in Java, remember, it's double equal to. I am checking 2 is equal to 2. That means 2 is equal to 2. So true will be returned. So once again, there is a difference between single equal to and double equal to. Single equal to is an assignment operator, but double equal to, it is a relational operator and used for checking the equality of two numbers or other things. Not equal to. Next one, not equal to. See, 5 not equal to 5. We are saying 5 is not equal to 5. It is actually false. So false will be returned. The last operator type is logical operators. They shows the relation among the operands. It returns true or false value. Logical AND. This was the symbol that you have used in QBasic. And this was for OR, not. But here in Java, the symbols are different. For logical AND, this is the symbol used. For logical OR, this is the symbol used. For logical NOT, this is the symbol used. Now, in program, how you can use these symbols? Let us see with the example. 15 greater than 7, and see, these are two expressions are combined here. This is first part, this is second part. These are combined by using the logical AND. So 15 greater than 7. You please say 15 greater than 7 or not. 15 is greater than 7. So you are getting here true. Now see this part. 7 less than 9. 7 is less than 9. Yes. So both the part are true. That means AND operator will give you true. In case of AND operator, if you wanted to evaluate true values, then both the expressions should be true. If suppose this is true and this is false, then AND operator will give you logical AND will give you false. Suppose this is true and this is false, then also it will give you false. This will give you true only if both the expressions are true. Now logical OR. See the symbol again and how it is used in the expression. This is first expression, this is second. 15 greater than 7. True. 7 less than 5. 7 is not less than 5. This part is false. This part is true. So entire expression will be evaluated to true. For logical OR, either this expression or this expression, any one is required to be true. Then the whole expression will be evaluated as true. Suppose both are true, then also it will be evaluated to true. Logical NOT. See the symbol used for logical NOT. And see this expression inside the parenthesis. Please see the inside the parenthesis what is written. 3 greater than 3. 3 is greater than 3. False. So here now evaluate the outside one. This is false means you will get a true answer. 3 greater than 3 not. 3 greater than 3 not. Not 3 greater than 3. 3 is greater than 3. It is false. So not means true. So that will be evaluated. Now data types in Java. This is very important topic. Data types in Java. Let us see what is data types. Data types are means to identify the type of data and associated operations handling it. When I have read this, you are not having any idea, but I am going to explain. So don't worry, I will be explaining. See, the data type will decide what type of data you are going to store inside the memory. In the kitchen, you can see many type of containers that are used for storing different things. So here in computer, there are in place of that containers, here we have memory. In the memory, what you are going to store, that will be decided by the data type. So here, see int x is equal to 300. This I told you, this is literal, constant. This is the operator. This is the variable name and this is the data type. By writing this int, we are now going to store an integer value in x. So what type of value you are going to store, that will be identified by the data type. Now we have many data types and we are only discussing this 6 data types here. Elaborated discussion will be in the next year, not this year. So you just understand what is int data type, what is long, float, double, char, string. Okay, so int means integer, long means long integer. These two are category where whole numbers can be stored, whole numbers. And see their difference. Main difference is int means it can store only 4 bytes of data, and long means it can store 8 bytes of data. So these two, int and long, can hold whole numbers. That means numbers without decimal. And this is a smaller data type comparing with this one. This can hold large amount of data, that means big numbers, and this can store small amount of data. And the commonly used data type in Java in this category is int. Now float and double. These two, float and double, these two can store real numbers. That means numbers with decimal. These two can only hold numbers with decimal, float, otherwise double. Their difference is also, this is float can store 4 bytes of data and double can store 8 bytes of data. So we can say this is a smaller data type comparing with the double. And their accuracy also different. Float is having less accuracy comparing with the double. So we can say double is more accurate than float. So you may be confused the precision over here, double precision and single precision. Just understand these are accuracy levels. Single precision means less accuracy and double precision means it's having more accuracy. Floating point numbers means numbers with or supporting decimals. Char. See, Java uses a Unicode character set. Every Unicode character set is represented by using 2 bytes. That's why to store one character in Java, it takes 2 bytes. In character data type, you can store one character and it will take 2 bytes of memory. It was explained how to store, okay, a character in single quotes. Now string. String is a class as well as a data type, and for you just consider it as a data type only. And every character, whatever you keep in double quotes, it will be qualifying for a string. So every character will take 2 bytes per character, because in Java for one character it need 2 bytes. So string means it's a combination of characters. So every character will take 2 bytes per character. So string can store a group of characters. So this I have explained. Now it's very clear. Int x is equal to 300 means integer type data you are going to store in this x. So you can store here 300, 400, 5000. Within the range of this int, you can store any number. So children, that was all about data type and other remaining portions of our general discussion. In the next video, I will be discussing about how to declare the variable, how to start writing small programs. Okay, take care of yourself. Bye.